Well, as you know, I'm Nolan Dalla, and today, or tonight, the date is Sunday, March the 30th, and this is a big day in Las Vegas because, excuse me for a minute, because the local newspaper here in town called the Las Vegas Review-Journal has released their what's called the Best of Las Vegas annual readers poll. And what this is a, just like it sounds, it's a readers poll that's taken about 6 weeks ago. The newspaper sends out this, I guess it's a ballot of virtually every single category you can imagine. Things from restaurants to entertainment to shows to celebrities to certainly to gambling. And basically they asked the very best of Las Vegas. What are the best place to go have Mexican food? Where's the best Chinese restaurant? Where's the best poker room? Who's the best entertainer? Who's the best live show? This and that and so forth. And it's something of a, it's prestigious to be selected by the public, the general public, on this list, to be, chosen as the best in your respective category. And I don't know if I'm going to make it through this because I can't possibly pick up the readers poll and go through this and not have at least a couple of blow-ups. And I first of all, I haven't read this year's results. I decided to be surprised. I'm sure I'll be shocked at times, and I decided to try to do this in front of the camera to see, what's the reaction. Maybe there'll be some nice things in here, some good choices. There'll probably be some choices that'll be shocking. By the way, this is my, what are we having tonight? Chateauneuf du Pape, of course, my favorite wine. And cheers, anyway, to the Las Vegas Review-Journal Readers Poll. Here we are. Bad. All right, anyway, so let's get started. As I said, the poll is sent out about 6 weeks ago, and then drum roll, today, here's the big day when we are going to find out the very best of Las Vegas. So I'm just going to go through, and I'm not going to read every category because they've even got like the best dry cleaners, okay? I'm not going to bore you with that, but certainly there's a lot of things that I guess those of you that live here in this great city as I do will be interested in some of the results. So here we go. Food and drink. Here we are. The best barbecue. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. I don't know if I'm going to make it through. There's no way. The best barbecue in Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas does not have a lot of good barbecue restaurants. In fact, it has some that are okay. I mean, it's not Kansas City. It's not Austin. It's not North Carolina. This is not a city known for barbecue. But you've got to tell me you can do a lot better than Famous Dave's. Are you shitting me? Seriously? Famous Dave's? Last time I went to Famous Dave's, I made the mistake once in the last 10 years of going in there, and they served, I ordered brisket, and I swear to you, I'm not making this up. I was driving to Los Angeles. I stopped on the way out, right across from the Silverton, on the casino there, and I stopped in. I said, barbecue. How can they mess up barbecue? Well, I ordered brisket, and it was like, I don't know if you look at the Spam where they cut that meat up and it looks like a processed meat. I swear that's the way this meat looked. It was not brisket, and their sauce is not good. Famous Dave's, that is a horrible, horrible choice. Let me just see this is what they say. Evidence that Dave's has a winning formula. I'm not even going to read this. I cannot. Seriously, Famous fucking Dave. Are you shitting me? Famous Dave's is the best barbecue in Las Vegas. I'm in the first category, and I'm not sure I'm going to, all right, let's go on down. Let's move on to the next category, and this is just absolutely trying my fucking ass. I don't know if I can make it. I just don't know if I'm going to make this. The best Chinese restaurant. You've got to be shitting me. P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's is the best fucking restaurant in Las Vegas, Chinese. That is a disgrace. That is an absolute fucking disgrace. P.F. Chang's is the best Chinese restaurant in Las Vegas. How many Chinese restaurants are there? 600, 700? I mean, my goodness, pick out, what's the one at the airport? I mean, pick out that motherfucking place. You gotta be kidding me. P.F. Chang's, the best Chinese restaurant in Las Vegas? I gotta read what these motherfuckers say. Listen to this. I can't take it. P.F. Chang's, let us count the ways, or rather the times, you've won this category. Of course the fucking idiot readers chose this thing all the time. Except that as journalists, I can't read this. I can't get through it. P.F. Chang's. Oh, man. I need another bottle. That's painful. That's shameful. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that anyone would write that, and let alone win. There are two. I can't even talk. There are two. They have the readers selection. They also have the writers. I guess the people at the Las Vegas Journal get together and they pick their own, what they think is the real one. They're kind of like the snobs like me. Anyway, they have said Joyful House. It's not bad. I've been there a few times. It's right on Spring Mountain. That's in the heart of Chinatown. Gee, that would be nice to pick. The best Chinese restaurant actually is in Chinatown. Maybe it has real Chinese people that work there instead of people from Houston. I think that's where the fucking P.F. Chang's is from. Wasn't it created by some guy from Houston? I mean, they put sugar in the soy sauce. They put sugar in the soy sauce and shake it together and blend it up. And then they make like spaghetti noodles, and they somehow mix it up, and they call it whatever, this, that, and fucking... It's just insane. And that's P.F. Chang's. I've had 3 meals there in 10 years. And by the way, I was dragged in there. I was dragged in P.F. Chang's, kicking and screaming the second, third time, because after the first time I said I'd never fucking go there again. P.F. Chang's, good night. What page are we on? We're on page 7. And there's probably 40 pages here. All right, if you're still watching, oh man. All right, the best diner. All right, let's see if they get this right. The best diner in Las Vegas, the Black Bear Diner. Very good choice, very good. It's on Tropicana. The best thing about the Black Bear is, first of all, they have a very extensive menu. It's very affordable, and the food's quite good. I mean, for the money, it's a really good... I think that's only open for lunch. So you go in at like either 6 in the morning up till like 2, 3 in the afternoon. I don't think they're open for dinner. I could be wrong on that. But the best thing they're known for at the Black Bear Diner are their pies. And they take these... The pie is about the size of my hand, okay? It's not a big pie, like a 12-incher. It's kind of like this, like maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 inches. But the pie, the crust, it's a buttery crust. It's to absolutely die for. And the pudding, they don't use the pudding mix like they do in a lot of pies. They actually, the custards and it's coconut cream and they have chocolate cream. I'm an expert on this field, by the way. I've had those pies. They're to die for. But their pies are astoundingly good, and they're $5. And there goes my light again. P.F. Chang's, holy fuck. All right. So I don't know if this tape's gonna fly. We'll see. I'm just falling apart here. I'm falling apart here. All right. Let's see. The best donuts. I don't know. Let's see what they say. The best donuts in Las Vegas. It's got to be some fucking chain. Winchell's, of course. Winchell's is the best donuts in Las Vegas. What, Dunkin' Donuts they couldn't pick that one? I mean, my goodness. I mean, just pick out Krispy Kreme. I mean, it's a nightmare. Oh, let's just take some industrial glop, run it down an assembly line, douse it with sugar, put some flakes on it, call it a fucking donut. And that's the winner of the Las Vegas Readers Poll. Winchell's, yeah. I told you I'm not. Is anybody? All right. I should here. Hooray! Big dogs. They get it right. And now they just fucking blow it again. I just. The best family restaurant, Las Vegas. The best family restaurant. What do you think is the best family restaurant in Las Vegas? Of course it's the fucking Olive Garden. Of course it's the fucking Olive Garden. Of course. At least it didn't win the Italian category like it did a few years ago. Do you remember that? Seriously, how does someone vote for the fucking Olive Garden? Seriously? The Olive Garden? I understand it's the best family restaurant. What does that mean? It's a place you can take your family. Take grandma, the kids, and all have a good time. I mean, that's great, you know. Olive Garden. Just where I want to go to take my family and impress my friends. Fucking Olive Garden. Seriously? God, P.F. Chang's and Olive Garden. I mean, what next? A few years ago, I can't not do this. A few years ago, you know what they did a few years ago? They asked for the best Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas. You know what the answer? You know what the winner was? I'm not shitting you. I'm not making this up. Like this was 2009 or 10, and the best Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas was fucking Taco Bell. I'm not making this up. Taco Bell, P.F. Chang's. What is that thing called? The barbecue joint. Dickie's. What's it called? Shit, I can't even remember the name of the place. They just don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. All right, the best Ethiopian restaurant. Do you think I'm going to trust? Do you think I'm going to trust their fucking opinion about Ethiopian food if they can't get the goddamn if they're choosing P.F. Chang's? You think I'm going to trust the readers about what the best Ethiopian restaurant in Las Vegas is? Seriously? We're only in the restaurants. Wait till we get to entertainment and poker and all that. Oh my goodness. All right, so I have to be careful on this one because I'm just going to skip over that. I better not say anything because one of these restaurants is at a property where let's just say that I occasionally draw paychecks. So I'm not going to ruffle feathers and get this, like what in the hell is this guy saying? The best fine dining. Oh God, help me! No, no. Can't take it. The best fine dining. The best fine dining of all the celebrity chefs, of all the grand places to eat in Las Vegas, of all the fancy restaurants, of all the places there are in this city. Where's the best fine dining? Where's the best restaurant? Well, Taco Bell would probably be the punchline. Should be the punchline. Top of the world, the stratosphere. Top of the world, stratosphere. Listen, nice view, all right? Nice view. I was there once. It reminds me of kind of like eating at Disneyland, where you go to whatever the fancy restaurant at the Disneyland or some kind of amusement park would be, and you spend like $23 for a hamburger, or the steak is $52. It's just so insanely priced. And you say, if the steak or whatever, if it was reasonably priced, whatever, if I was driving through Kansas and pulled off in Lawrence, and this was the steakhouse, I wouldn't complain, all right? But it's at the top of the stratosphere, and this food's it's very average, all right? Best fine dining in Las Vegas, top of the world at the stratosphere. And the experts pick Hugo's Cellar, which is in the cellar, down in the basement of the Four Queens, I believe. Actually, I had a lot of great meals there because being a source used to be right across the street. And, a lot of good memories at Hugo's Cellar. No complaints there. The best French restaurant in Las Vegas. I'm not even going to bother. I have so little respect for the people that fucking send in their stuff. I'm not even going to read that because all I'll do is fucking blow up. The best German restaurant. There's only 2 German restaurants in Las Vegas. There's only 2. If you finish second in the fucking German restaurant category, that means your restaurant sucks. Because there's only 2 places. Hofbrauhaus over by the airport, which is on Paradise and Flamingo, right across from the Hard Rock Cafe. Decent place, been open 10 years. That's passable. The other place is horrendous. Horrible. It's called Cafe Berlin. And I gave him one shot. Let me back off. Let's rewind the tape. Rewind it. I didn't say what I just said because it's a small mom and pop. You're laughing at me. You remember Cafe Berlin? It was awful, wasn't it? Am I wrong? It was shit. I mean, I was rooting for him. We went over there on Sunset Boulevard. You know who I'm talking to. I'm not going to say her name. We went over there. We gave him a shot. They're a mom and pop joint. They set us down in this kind of a industrial kind of a place with like metal tables and plastic glasses, and it was shit. It was shit. And we paid like $60 or something. It was ridiculous. Cafe Berlin is the second best German restaurant. I got flies all over me now. I mean the situation is deteriorating here by the minute. Cafe Berlin, the second best German restaurant in Las Vegas. There's only two. All right, let me go on. I didn't even know what. So we've gone through all these places. The best hamburgers. Well, listen, I'm probably the worst person to ask this because I never eat fast food. At least sometimes I do. You know, if I'm really desperate, I'll have a hamburger. And, you know, I haven't looked at their answer. Let's see. The best hamburger in Las Vegas, Weeders choose In-N-Out Burger. All right, that's real popular. I didn't like In-N-Out Burger for a lot of years. I just thought it was very overrated. I think it's a Los Angeles thing. Remember the Big Lebowski where I think John Goodman is, In-N-Out Burger, man, it's great. You remember that scene where we got to get to In-N-Out, and there's no windshield in their car and they're all driving eating fucking In-N-Out burgers, you know. You remember that scene? If you don't, YouTube it sometime. You'll laugh. If you YouTube John Goodman, In-N-Out Burger, Big Lebowski, watch that and then rewind my tape and watch what I just said. You'll laugh, okay? So if you don't, just it's over your head. So let's move on. In-N-Out Burger. A couple of times I went in there. It's actually pretty good. Fresh cut fries. Really cool story. Is the power still on? Let me just check it out. Make sure the power is fucking still on. And believe it or not, it's still working. All right, so here's what they do at the In-N-Out Burger that's good. My fucking lights are going out here. The whole world's falling apart on me. Can you get this light? There we go. All right. So the cool thing about this, here's what I can't stand. If I'm going to lower myself to eat fast food, if I'm going to lower myself, I'm not going to eat frozen French fries. Frozen French fries. That's like you might as well just stick. We're going to start cooking now? It's okay. You're off camera. You can cook. We're going to have swordfish tonight, aren't we, darling? Swordfish? Yes?
And Israeli couscous.
Swordfish and Israeli couscous. That's what my lovely wife cooks for me. You see that? How's that, huh? Do I have it made or what? Israeli couscous and swordfish. Cooked fresh on the grill outside here in Las Vegas. Life is good. Now we're talking about fucking hamburgers. All right, so what they do at In-N-Out Burger, they take a potato, a real potato from Idaho, and they put this thing on this metal contraption, and then this big old guy will come and just take this lever and it rips it down, and all, like my fingers here, those are all the French fries, because they're fresh cut French fries that drop into this bucket, then they toss it in this oil, and they're delicious. I mean, they're fresh cut. And you eat an In-N-Out Burger French fry, and then try to eat the other shit from McDonald's and Burger House and whatever all those things are called. They're awful. How does anybody ever go to these places? So the experts pick Five Guys burgers. That's a pretty damn good hamburger as well. And I've had a couple there. Not many. It's not my thing. Best Hawaiian food? Seriously, Hawaiian food? Really? Hawaiian food? I think what they do in Hawaiian food, they just take the food and they kind of put some sauce and sugar it up, and basically they call it, I shouldn't comment. Rewind that too, and let's edit that out. I'm not an expert of Hawaiian food. Indian restaurant. I am an expert on Indian food. Had it all over the place. Best Italian restaurant in Las Vegas. Are you still with me? The best Italian restaurant. I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to look. What do you think the best Italian restaurant is? Sweet baby? The best Italian restaurant? It's not thank goodness it's not the Olive Garden. Or otherwise, I'm a basket case, huh?
Maggiano is a chain? Or Buca di Beppo?
Yeah, well, if they chose Maggiano's, I can almost go with that.
Buca di Beppo,
Buca di Beppo?
probably bad, too.
Okay. Listen, they got Terra Rosa at Red Rock. Terra Rosa.
Well,
It's the upscale restaurant at Red Rock. What?
It went down here. It's terrible.
It
now.
did go downhill, and the portions are much smaller than they used to
Yeah,
be.
baby, yeah.
Baby portions. By the way, I had one of the best meals I've ever had in there about 5 or 6 years ago, and they consistently changed the menu. And the lunches, I think that they stopped serving lunch altogether. I'm not going to trash this choice, though. I mean, listen, the Raiders, given what their track record is, that's a fucking home run for them to even choose anything that's not a goddamn chain. So, listen, I'll give them credit on this Terra Rosa, which is the in-house restaurant. And it's, what is it called? Something Verde at Green Valley Ranch? Sweet girl?
Yes, baby.
What's the one at Green Valley Ranch? What's that called?
Terra Verde.
Terra Verde.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, those two restaurants are almost interchangeable. So if you're over on the Henderson Green Valley side, try Terra Verde over at the Green Valley Ranch Resort and Casino. If you're in Summerlin, then Terra Rosa is a very good choice. I'm not even going to start on Italian restaurants because if I start on this category, the battery will run out, and I'll. I mean, this is something that can go. I'm going to do a whole show. I'm going to do a whole show on Italian restaurants in Las Vegas. I'm going to do the whole show. I may even bring on guests. I might even bring on guests, and we get a panel because this is really a good topic. I really, obviously, am passionate about this particular topic. I don't want to say I've eaten all of them, but I've been at a damn many. So let's go to the next category, which is the best meal for less than $10. Seriously, there's a category, the best meal in Las Vegas for under $10. The problem is I've never had a meal in Las Vegas for under $10. I've never reduced myself to that. So I don't give a shit. I don't care. All right. The best Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas. The problem with this, you would think, oh, that's light. All right, you would think, I'm going to go on and talk. You would think that Las Vegas, it's not that far from Arizona and New Mexico and California and, other places where, basically, Mexican restaurants should be all over the place. And Texas, which is where I was born, I'm very, I realize I'm a real snob. Texas has extraordinarily great Mexican restaurants, extraordinary, the best, better than Mexico. You can see the emails now. But I'm telling you, it's true. And I'll do another show on that sometime. Mexican restaurants in Texas. Now, the problem is all my subject knowledge is 25 years old. But that being said, Las Vegas does not have a lot of good Mexican restaurants. They've got some that are decent, but there's nothing, except for one, and Marietta and I ate there today. We ate it, here's a prize. Get a pen and paper. Stop what you're doing. Hit the stop button. Get you a pen. Get you a slice of whatever paper, and write this down. If you know where the Wynn is, the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas, W-Y-N-N, right across the street is something called the Forum Shops Mall. Forum Shops. And it looks like, they call it the UFO. It looks like a giant, flying saucer, big metal. I'm falling apart here. I'm falling apart! So, all right. There's a story on this rocking chair, by the way. I realize I'm going to be made fun of. Why am I sitting in a rocking chair? I will tell you the story of why this rocking chair later, another time, another day. Anyway, they got the UFO, Forum Shops, and essentially there's 3 restaurants there that overlook the Wynn. The top is the Capitol Grill, which is kind of like a power steakhouse, lunch place, dinner place, power steakhouse with leather booths, the waiter with the towel over the thing, every steak's like about $48. That's the way the Capitol Grill is. Right below it is actually a very serviceable Italian restaurant called Maggiano's. Maggiano's is known for the giant portions. I've never had a bad meal in there either. Very, very, I like Maggiano's. I'm not a chain guy, but I like Maggiano's. I think the closest thing to it, for those who are watching on the East Coast, is called Carmine's, although I think I had a lot of dinners in Carmine's as well. I think Maggiano's is actually better. But again, I've had so many meals that I understood what do you call the nuances of the menu. In other words, if you go to a restaurant and you have one meal, you're really not qualified probably to sometimes judge it. So I can say that if you've gone and tried things multiple times and they're always good, that's a good restaurant. So I think Maggiano's actually, a lot of people won't agree with me, but it's one of those places that if you got 12 people and you can't agree where to go to Maggiano's. You can't lose almost there. Now, remember what I said. Best Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas. I'm not sure it's the best. I think it's one of the best, and I ate there today, and we've been there. How many times have we been to El Segundo Sol? 20, 25? 25 times maybe? 50 times? Probably. They take the guacamole in the stone and ground the avocado and make fresh guacamole when you serve. Fresh guacamole. And the margaritas are to die for. I mean, just everything about El Segundo Sol. El Segundo Sol, which is right below Maggiano's at the Forum Shops, is fantastic. That should be the winner. It's not even fucking listed here. Surprise. Oh, by the way, so what's their choice? Lindo Mohican. Lindo Mohican. I can't speak Spanish. Whatever. Mohicans, whatever. Anyway, okay, that's fine. The best Middle Eastern restaurant. Another thing that I'm an expert on. Middle Eastern food. Seriously, you think I'm joking? I've eaten at every Middle Eastern restaurant in the city, except for a couple. Most every one of them. I like Lebanese. I like Lebanese food. Armenian food, yes, somewhat. But then, Persian food, outstanding when you can find it done correctly. They're all a little bit, I don't want to say a little the same, because that's insulting to these cultures, but they all have a lot of the semblance of the same ingredients and the same essential preparation techniques in each of these foods. And really a restaurant that we discovered, my wife and I discovered about 10 years ago or so. It's called Corey's, Khoury. Khoury. Corey's is a very common name in Lebanon, so it's like saying Smith's or something. And but Corey's is actually from here. It's about 5 miles as the crow flies. There's no crows here, but if there was a crow, it'd be 5 miles. You go straight down Fort Apache, and there's Corey's. And this is a really, really nice choice. Congratulations, readers. You got this one right. And especially since it's kind of an out-of-the-way place. Not a lot of people know about it. I'll tell you how good Corey's is. We had a New Year's dinner there once. We went New Year's Eve. We had a dinner at Corey's. That's kind of like a big night out for a lot of people. We just said, let's go where we really enjoy the food. We don't care about all the tuxedos, this and that. And it's always delightful. It's family-run, family-operated. A lot of people. By the way, I've seen a lot of people in there that you would know in Las Vegas. A lot of celebrities, people that know food eat at Corey's. Dead on good choice here. By the way, the one that they finished second apparently is Paymon's, which is a fucking joke. Paymon's Mediterranean Grill or Cafe. I forgot what it's. There's 2 locations. There's one over on, I think it's on Paradise, right by the airport, and then there's one on Sahara, on West Sahara, roughly at right for Buffalo. And I'm telling you, I've been at Paymon's 3 or 4 times, and there was something disappointing about the meal every time. Now, Paymon's used to win this contest every year, and I was like fucking screaming. But thank goodness they finished second this year, and they got Corey's right. So congratulations, way to go, boy! It's like hot or cold here. They're all over the place. I mean, they blow it here, and then they actually get this one right. The best. This is something I'm not familiar with. This term. It's called a mixologist. The mixologist restaurant. I guess that means the best, mix of eclectic tastes. And actually, their choice is very good because I actually reviewed this at my site, which is called Echo and Rig, and it's in Tivoli Village, right there at Alta and Rampart, right across from the Suncoast Casino. There's this essentially. There's essentially this Tuscany-style place that has a lot of different restaurants, and this thing opened up. Read my review. It's called Echo and Rig. Echo and Rig, a very strange name. Good choice there on for the mixology. I'll get this. I'm going to phonetically say it out. Mixologist, that restaurant. Have you ever heard that term? It really. Mixologist. The best. Gee, where do you want tonight? Let's have Italian. No, let's have mixologist. All right. Best pizza. I'm not even going to go there. I won't even look at it. I won't even look at the fucking answer. I mean, all that is it's just going to break me apart. I can't take this. Oh. The best seafood restaurant. Oh my God! Please help me. God, I can't take it. No. The best seafood restaurant in Las Vegas. Sweet girl,
Yes?
you know what they say the best seafood restaurant in Las Vegas is?
Landry.
Landry's. That would be okay. I would take that. I would accept that. Joe's Crab Shack. That's where they put the buckets out and they do all that. You got to get your hands all dirty, and they got like paper towels on the table. They got paper. I'm serious. I'm not making this up. I had one. Listen, I should be shocked. I was in Louisiana and I ate at Joe's Crab Shack because I was desperate.
No way. You could not possibly.
And I had spent $50 and I walked out of there hungry. Of course, I had a few drinks. And I lost a shitload of money. I was betting the NFL that day, and I think I lost about $4,000 betting that day. That was a horrible. One of the food was shit.
What's wrong with these people? What do
They like Joe's Crab Shack. It's the best seafood. Well, listen, Las Vegas is not known for seafood, all right? So I understand that. But out of all the places on the Strip, all the celebrity chefs, all the fishes that are flown in, and they like the Joe's Crab Shack. I told you. And by the way, this is how much time do we have left on the tape? I better run through this because everyone's probably like, nobody's watching anymore. The best steakhouse. I won't even look. I'm not even going to look. I'll just get pissed.